technology changes our working lives, we're responding by changing how we think about work. Whether it's how we market ourselves or how we monetize our skills, innovative new products and services are emerging to change the relationship between workforce and the economy in 2013. A brand of me, how the online environment is making things more personal.
So we've really got two separate things happening here. On one side, as the pace of technological change increases and markets are disrupted more and more frequently, there is more of this emphasis on being multidiscipline and having a variety of skills and being able to utilize them to effectively safeguard your livelihood. And on the other hand, we have all of these different services and platforms that are emerging to allow you to try out different things and allow you to monetize different skill sets, whereas previously, if you were a journalist, then you were pretty sort of straight down the middle in terms of what you did for the next 50 years of your life. What does that mean? Well, so where I think it's going is that increasingly all of these different services and platforms are starting to link together to create a single sort of online presence for you. So your LinkedIn is connected to your Twitter. If you get a CV in of someone, you might check their LinkedIn. You probably also see whether they've got a Twitter account to see what they say when they're off the clock. So as this becomes more and more important, we're seeing the emergence of people basically trying to game that system. So already you can go out and buy 20,000 Twitter followers to make you look more important than you actually are. The same with LinkedIn. You can go out and buy endorsements for skills regardless of whether or not you have them if you meet the right guy down the back alley of the internet. There is now value in sort of trusted judgment and trusted online currencies. And we're starting to see services emerge that are trying to drive that. So the wheels of online commerce run on these positive reviews. They're huge in terms of getting someone to buy your product or maybe not trusting it, but we think around a third of them are fake. So 1 in 3 of those reviews on Amazon, when you're maybe looking at a book, probably doesn't actually exist. And so we have these services like TrustCloud, which are seeking to use all of this data that we've already talked about, your behavioral data, your transactional data, and what they weirdly call existential data, and to try and pull it all together to try and effectively reward you and put something hard behind your online existence. In a similar vein, we have services like Clout that are trying to use all of the stuff that we're pushing out there, so all of that data Ryan talked about that we're pushing out there, to actually try and assess how important you are within a specific industry. How knowledgeable are you about different subjects? Are you more knowledgeable about llamas than about unicorns? How does that directly relate to me running your market research project? But you can see how this is starting to sort of play a bigger deal in terms of how we're treated within industries and actually trying to get people to take us seriously for some of these things where we might not necessarily have been working in the same industry for 20 years. So what does that all mean? Well, obviously opportunities in terms of the products and services that are actually safeguarding things like that. What will the online currency be in terms of reliability? But also I think there are opportunities there in terms of harnessing this new labour force. So as online presence grows, as more people are more connected to the internet, we have this huge multi-talented workforce across the world. Lots of potential for casual labour and lots of different skill sets relating to lots of very different specific areas. And there's potentially going to be a real opportunity for businesses to start to harness that in ways where previously they had very set workforces that evolved very slowly over time. There's the potential to respond a lot quicker to business issues and to very significant changes in business plans by taking advantage of this much more flexible labour force that's really being empowered by some of these online services and individual branding.
You can download your own copy of Tech Trends 2013 by clicking the link below and logging in with either Facebook, LinkedIn or Twitter, or by entering your details.